morning and welcome to the Casual Chef's Kitchen. You know who I am, and I probably know who you are. Tonight is Sunday. Obviously, it's Sunday. Robert and I are going to be having dinner together, our Sunday evening dinner date, and I'm sure you can hear Mortimer. He's having a good time out there. Tonight, I am doing a simplified or an easy version of Plough. Actually, this is an all veggie Plough. Normally, I would prepare this with chicken, but we just decided to do something simple, and I'm actually trying to, this is kind of difficult with this dish, half this recipe. So I'm doing my best. We'll see what happens. The rice I'll cook later. A lot of stir-fry dishes say to cook it the night before. I personally like the rice cooked like within an hour of putting it all together. Personally, that's just my personal feeling. You don't have to do that. We're dealing with 4 spices, one spice blend and 3 spices all together. Let me switch cameras. First one we're working with, which we've worked with before, is this is my garam masala, and if you remember the story, this is based on my former mother-in-law. Her name was Dea. So I'm going to need and you can adjust this. That's a half tablespoon. I'm going to put in a little bit more because I like the garam masala. Grab a towel. And the next is Indian paprika. We've worked with this before. There are several paprikas in the world. The most common are Spanish and Hungarian. I have a small collection in my library. So there's a half tablespoon. A small collection of paprikas. The next is Veggie mirch. If you remember, mirch means red pepper. Basically, how I like to explain this, the description of this is a mild, very mild heat paprika. It's got wonderful flavor. Another half tablespoon. And the next one, this is Kashmiri mirch. So it's another red pepper, but this is from the Kashmir region. It's not as hot as lal mirch from the central India, but it's got, again, wonderful flavor. It's just 1 teaspoon. You can adjust it or don't add it at all, to, depending on how much spice you like. So there's all the spices involved. I'm going to get the kind of the messy stuff out of the way. Ginger. Yesterday I grated some ginger. It was because it was room temp. That's why it kind of made a mess. If you refrigerate it, see, much better than yesterday. I had this in the cold box since early this morning. I'm gonna get this bowled up. So there's your grated ginger. Again, we got some good old garlic. Gotta have garlic in Indian food. That should be plenty. Wet my board. We're gonna go into a carrot. I already pre-peeled it. I'm just gonna trim it up real quick. And like I've done in the past, I'm going to diagonal cut this, but I'm not going to split the skinny end. So you get these nice little diagonal medallions. Then I will split the fatter end. Like I said in my morning message, normally I use a lot of frozen vegetables. Rayleigh's brand has, I think they call it country vegetables. There's the carrots. I'm going to do a couple of green onions. I just trimmed just a little bit off the top. I'm going to do these also on an angle cut. I'm going to do probably about 1/4 to 1/2 inch per slice. And all I want is the green top. I'll save the white portion for stuff later on in the week. So there's the diagonal cut green onion. Ah, fun stuff. This is a serrano pepper. Look how big that is. That's a big serrano. I get my peppers, my serranos, and my Thai chilies from LA Merchandise. They're extremely really good, and they're actually cheap. So I'm just going to trim the ends off. And I'm going to split it down the middle. Now I'm going to just take a regular old teaspoon, because I don't want the membrane and the seeds. And I'm just going to clean it out. So this makes it more of a mild serrano. One thing I always find in my kitchen, onion peels and pepper seeds. I don't know about your kitchen, but I'll get rid of the innards. What I'm going to do, I like to do these individually. I'm just going to go down the middle and give these a quick dice. And do the same with this one. When I was at LA Merchandise just the other day, I have shared this picture before of the shopping cart of fresh ginger. So here's the chopped serrano. And the shopping cart was definitely full this week, and I think they're having some kind of sale because I myself and another person here in the Casual Chef group got a heck of a deal on fresh ginger. Next thing I'm going to do is red pepper. There are several ways to cut peppers. I used to do a different way. Now I do it this way. Whatever is easiest for you. You tend to get less seeds this way. I'm only going to be using half of this. And I like to just use a utility knife. I've had this knife, wow, 1989. It was actually this and several other, these are Chicago cutleries. When Chicago cutlery was the knife to have. Made here in America. So I just like to get those cleaned up that way. It's okay to use excuse me as I walk off screen. It's okay to use more than one knife in a prep session. Sometimes I use up to 4. So what I'm going to do is cut these into strips. I try to do 2, 3, 4 at a time. And I'm just kind of do kind of a half arse dice. And there's your roughly diced red bell pepper. Get this bowled up. Now, I mentioned this morning I got a couple of items I want to talk about, and they're coming up right now. We've got half of a red onion here. I need it to be diced. First, I'm going to pull the outer skin off. Now, many people are taught, including myself, many moons ago, that you cut through about halfway through the face, and then you do your vertical cuts. I saw a video with Chef Pepin. Hopefully that's correct. He is a god in the culinary world. He says, no, don't do that. You don't have to. It does not make a difference. Just do your vertical cuts. And remember, there are 2 ways to size up your dice. One is with the vertical cuts. The wider you go, the wider the dice. Or the deeper you go in on the onion, the wider the dice. And vice versa. So I'm just going to run my blade through. Now I want you to see that Chef Pepin is right. And I've been dicing my onions this way ever since. Because I know a lot of people don't like to do that horizontal cut because they are afraid their blade is going to go through the onion and get them. I totally understand that. Now, the next item, I'm going to remove the page here. I just put up in the group a comparison of, zucchini, yellow squash, also known as crookneck squash, and gray squash. Many people are not familiar with gray squash. I started using it when I started shopping at Winco many months ago. I actually like the gray squash versus the green squash. Just for as I keep track of everything I purchase in prices and so forth. So I actually double checked before I came here on live on pricing between the three different squashes. They're basically the same. What makes this is a gray squash. They come a little bit smaller, and they actually come a little, they do grow a little bit bigger. They tend to be just a little bit smaller than the green. As you can see, it's kind of a grayish green color. I'm going to read some notes here. Gray squash is a pale green or grayish colored squash with a slightly sweet and nutty flavor. It has more delicate flavor and texture than zucchini. Uses: gray squash is perfect for grilling, sautéing, and stuffing. It's a great addition to Mediterranean-inspired dishes, and its tender flesh makes it ideal for cooking whole. The flavor profile: the gray squash has a mild, slightly sweet flavor with a hint of nuttiness. So I encourage you, I know I've never seen the gray squash at Bel Air or Rayleigh's. I can't speak for Safeway or Ralph's or any other one, but Winco does stock this on a very regular basis. I mean, it's all the time. And I'm going to be using it tonight. So let's get to carving this thing up. Gonna lop off the ends. I'm probably only going to use about half of this, and I'm going to do some diagonal cuts. Yes, I love the diagonal cut. It's one half. Get back over there. Hey, you're trying to escape into the garam masala. So, here's your diagonally cut gray squash. And the last item on the agenda, tofu. I don't know why I decided to go ahead and do tofu with this dish. I hardly ever work with tofu. This is only half a brick. So yeah, I guess I'm just trying to give it some more texture. I've already pressed it. So this is an extra firm. So when you get tofu, if you've never worked with tofu before, when you get it out of the package, you can discard the water, but you want to put it in between paper towels and put some weight on it so it pushes down on it. So basically all the water and liquid comes out of the tofu. So I'm just going to kind of it's real easy to work with. It's a little delicate. And I'm just going to cut this up into little blocks. One of the things about tofu, it will absorb any flavor you get it. I'll be using lots of soy sauce in this dish, so this will absorb, especially liquids like soy sauces and so forth. So this is going to absorb that wonderful soy sauce. So, and there's our tofu. That's it for today. I hope you enjoy your Sunday. The weather is beautiful out there here in Sutter County, California. I think I'm going to get a nap today. Should I? I think so. All right. So on this beautiful day, have a great day, eat great food, and have fun cooking.